Welcome back to Blind Reading with Hungry Harmony. Today's read, Bride of Discord, Chapter 10, The Mirror. When Discord woke, Fluttershy was still asleep, smiling. He caressed her face. This is better than I imagined, he thought. Not only do I get a beautiful bride, but one who likes me. Oh, what a queen she will make. He then had a fantasy of himself sitting on a throne overlooking Equestria in its natural chaotic state. A smaller throne beside him occupied Fluttershy, dressed in a red and black gown, a jeweled crown on her head. She would look so radiant. Oh, you can hear by my tone. I'm like, Discord, no. Get it through your head. Fluttershy stirred as she started waking up. Discord retracted his paw and shut his eyes. When she gained consciousness, the first thing she saw was the Draconicus's face, supposedly asleep. She saw that his body had curled around her. She slowly tried to get off the cloud without waking him, but the Draconicus decided to have some fun and used his tail to pull her closer. Aww! Wait, is that a creepy way or not? Oh dear. Fluttershy was trapped. Oops. She considered waking Discord, but she did not want to be rude. Besides, his body was soft against her back. Aww, softy cuddle party! So she had no other choice but to make herself comfortable. As she did this, she heard a low chuckle. She turned to the Draconicus, who opened his eyes suddenly. Good morning! She let out a shriek and jumped out of his hold. He only laughed harder. Did you sleep well, my dear? Fluttershy relaxed and replied, Yes. No nightmares? No, actually. I haven't slept like that in years. Oh, again, it just got sadder. She did have a dream involving the Draconicus, however, but kept this to herself. Okay. Splendid! He then summoned a plate of blueberry muffins for them to eat. As she took one, she thought of her Pegasus friend, Derpy. Aww. I was thinking, Discord said while chewing, maybe we could do something together, like ice skating? Fluttershy choked on her muffin. Ice skating? Sure, it's fun. Or would you prefer something else? No, ice skating would be nice. It's just that I have to feed the animals. He snapped his fingers. All taken care of. What's the hurry? I just really want to go skating. She did not know how to tell him. He just looked so excited at that idea that she did not want to disappoint him. As if she had not disappointed him enough already. Aw, she did not love him. But the least she could do was offer her friendship, and being his friend meant making compromises. Aww. When they were done eating, he teleported them to the pond and froze it over. He then made a mismatched skating outfit, complete with skates appear on his body and a sparkling red dress on Fluttershy's. She also had skates on each of her hooves and her hair tied up. Why red? She asked. I thought it would look good on you, Discord smirked, and I was right. Now, come on. This ice isn't going to skate itself. As he began twirling on the frozen pond, Fluttershy looked down at it unsurely. She took a step onto the ice and tried to balance herself, but fell over after putting all 4 hooves down. Aw, help, she squeaked. Seeing her plight, Discord glided over to her. He gently lifted her back onto her hooves. She hung her head in shame. Oh, sadness. I'm sorry, she uttered. For what? Discord asked, scratching his head. Every pony trips every now and then. It's not that, it's... What? What's wrong? You see, I don't... The rest was inaudible. Come again? I don't... She trailed off again. He leaned in closer, cupping his ear in his claw. Didn't quite hear you. He lifted her chin. Come now, Fluttershy, you can tell me anything. She stared into his eyes for a while and then took a deep breath. I don't know how to skate. He scoffed. Oh, is that all? Why didn't you just say so? You're not mad? That you don't know how to skate? Don't be silly. That means I have the honor of teaching you. Oh, that is, he bowed dramatically, if you would give me that honor. She perked up. Oh, that would be lovely. Discord tenderly took her front hooves carefully to avoid the blades and then moved behind her. Okay, so basically what you're doing is walking on ice. Take a step forward and... He stepped as she let out a cry. Ah! She had tried to do what he said, only to have her hoof wobble, causing her to trip. Because she was in his arms, he caught her quickly. That's sweet. He then sat her down on all fours. Maybe I should show you first. He skated in front of her. Try it like this. He glided on one foot and said rhythmically, 1, 2, 3, and then switched to the other foot. 1, 2, 3. See? Now you try. Fluttershy tried to step forward again, only to lose her balance again. Discord caught her immediately. I'm kind of proud of Discord, always catching her so that she won't hurt herself. That's sweet of Discord. Okay, in your case, you need to glide with 2 hooves at a time. Let's see, try starting with your front left leg and your back right leg, and then the other 2. That will help you keep your balance. Don't worry if you fall. I'll promise I'll catch you. Fluttershy gulped and followed his instructions, counting aloud. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's it! Discord exclaimed. Keep going! With every glide, Fluttershy became more confident. Her terror returned, however, as she drew near the edge of the pond. Discord? She cried, returning to all fours. How do I stop? Oh dear, Discord muttered. Point your toes inward. What toes? You meant to say hooves. The edge was fast approaching. At least tell me how to turn. Simply turn your hooves. She tried to do this, but the blades got tangled in her tail. Oh. Hopefully her tail didn't get cut off. I mean, her... Yeah, oh dear. Discord slapped himself in the forehead. Oh, for the love of... Hold on, I'm coming! Fluttershy shut her eyes and prepared for impact. Instead, she felt herself being lifted into the air. She opened her eyes to see that Discord was holding her above his head. Aww. You know what? He said with a smirk. I like it better when we do it together. He sat her down again, this time keeping his hands on her shoulders. Now, to speed up, you keep your legs parallel to each other. To slow down, you point your front hooves slightly inward. Think of it like French fries and pizza. French fries to go faster, pizza to slow down. Now that is an interesting way to do it. That's actually kind of similar to skiing. I never learned it that way as French fries and pizza, which probably could have helped my little kid brain. But I just remember, yeah, you just go like this with your legs to slow down and go like this to go faster. But in ice skating, I didn't know that was a actual thing. When you ice skate, I never stop like this in ice skate. That's weird. I don't know how this would work in ice skating. Oh well. To stop, I thought you would just go like that. I don't know how to show that to you guys, but never mind. I think you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, I'll keep going. Sorry. It took her a while to see what he meant. If the blades were straight, like French fries, she would glide faster. If they made a sort of a triangular shape, like a pizza, she would eventually slow to stop. Well, actually, pizza is a circle shape, but I'm not going to argue. Pizza slice, yes. He then warned her not to rub the toes of the skates together, otherwise she would trip. Makes sense. Soon she was skating with ease. She let out a yelp as he suddenly picked her up again and spun her around. Oh dear. They skated together for a long time. Discord showed her a few tricks, but she only attempted those she did with him. At one point, she tried to spin, only to fall backwards. Oh, that happened to me too. I tried to spin. Eek, ouch. Discord summoned up a snowbank for her to collapse into. Aww, that's sweet. Thanks to this, she landed softly. The Draconicus laughed and fell next to her. You're brilliant, my dear, he exclaimed, ruffling her hair. A little rough around the edges, but brilliant nonetheless. She blushed. Thank you. That was so much fun. Vicky always told me skating was fun. If only she... Oh no. She trailed off as her mind returned to her friends. Discord saw her smile disappear and clenched his teeth. Oh, not this again. He then spread his arms and legs out and moved them up and down against the snow. Look, he said, getting up. A snow angel. Fluttershy stood to take a look at his work. The figure was very distorted and looked nothing like an angel. Discord cringed at this, but said brightly, Well, angels are overrated. They both giggled as they went back to skating. Aww. The next few days went along smoothly. Now that Fluttershy was no longer afraid of Discord, the two could spend time more easily. He would still give her time alone with her animals, though he would watch from afar. He also kept his routine of asking his question each night. Dang it, I hope he was gonna forget about that. Oh well. Although Fluttershy was beginning to like him. No romantic feelings were present, though she hated disappointing him so often. Aww. Her mind would also wander to the friends she had left behind. She could barely look in her closet for the clothes reminded her of Rarity. Oh, she could hardly read a book for it reminded her of Twilight. The sight of an apple or rainbow would bring her to tears, and anything involving parties or desserts or the color pink would cause her grief. Then don't look at your cutie mark or your mane. Oh, that is so sad. Discord took notice of this as her smile wavered every time she thought of her friends. He would then do whatever he could to bring that smile back, to distract her from the fact that she was imprisoned here and would never see another pony again. It would work for a little while, but the sadness would always return. One morning she did not appear for breakfast. Discord assumed she was sleeping in and let it slide. When he passed by her room a few hours later, however, he heard sobbing. Concerned, he knocked on the door. Fluttershy? He cried. The crying ceased, and in a cracked voice, she called, Come in! He peered inside to see Fluttershy on her bed, her back to him. He could hear a few sniffs coming from her. Is everything all right, my dear? He inquired, making the cautious step forward. You weren't at breakfast. I'm fine, she choked, rubbing her eyes. I just wasn't hungry. As he came around the bed, Fluttershy tried to hide her tear-streaked face, but he had already seen it. You've been crying, he stated. Why was she still crying? He thought things had been going well between them. He had brought her animals, treated her respectfully, and yet she was still unhappy. No, Fluttershy denied. I'm fine, really. He placed his hands on her shoulders and spun her around to face him. Don't you lie to me. Honesty may not be your element, but don't lie. I invented lying. She let out a small whimper. Discord then realized how loud that was and patted her head apologetically. Sorry. She turned away from him as he sat beside her. Come now, my dear. Tell me what's wrong. Still looking down, she slowly rotated her head in his direction. You won't get mad? He tilted her head up with his eagle claw and used his paw to brush her mane out of her face. I promise. Just tell me what's troubling you. My dear, so I may know how to make you happy again. She stared into his eyes, seeing them filled with concern and kindness, a look she would never have expected from the Lord of Chaos. It was as if he truly cared for her and wanted to comfort her. He could not do that without knowing the truth. I miss my friends, she blurted. Discord's eyes twitched and his mouth twisted into a curvy line, not sure how to respond. Are you not happy here? No, she insisted, placing her hoof on his paw. No, it's not that. You've been so kind and I appreciate it, but... She looked away, afraid of how he would react, but she had to say it. You said you would do anything to make me happy. I did, Discord muttered guiltily. Then let me see my friends, please. Just for a moment. She looked up at him with pleading eyes, filling up with another set of tears. He could not bear to see her so miserable, but he could not give her what she desired. If he let her go, even for a moment, she could take the opportunity to escape. No, she knew better than that, and that he would bring her back. Her friends, however, could try and take her away from him, or worse, convince her to use the elements of harmony against him. She was his only friend and his intended queen. He could not lose her. Yet he could not disappoint her either, if only there was a way to grant her a wish without risking of losing her. Then it struck him. Very well, my dear. I shall lift your sorrows. A glimmer of hope appeared on her face. You mean you'll let me see my friends? He cringed. Well, sort of. Discord snapped his fingers and a mirror materialized in his hand. This is a magic mirror. Tell it what you want to see, and it will show it to you. Fluttershy frowned as he placed the mirror in her hooves. Oh, I thought... This way you can see your friends whenever you like without disturbing them. Oh, don't think you'll be intruding. They won't know. Try it out. Oh, okay. I'd like to see my friends, please. She waited, but there was nothing in the mirror but her own reflection. You'll have to be more specific, Discord explained. Oh, Show me Applejack? The image blurred, and soon her cowgirl friend was before her, preparing a pie in her kitchen. It lifted her spirits to see her. Thank you, she said softly. He watched her face expectantly. Come on, my dear, give a smile. The one he got was hesitant and unsure, but it was a smile nonetheless. At least she had stopped crying. You are very welcome, he chimed. Now, you up for breakfast? I'm fine, thank you. Then I'll leave you to your business then. Will you come to lunch later? Yes, thank you. He grinned, taking one last look at her before shutting the door. Fluttershy repositioned herself on the bed and leaned back against her pillow as she watched the scene in the mirror. Applejack was slicing apples for her pie. Spike was standing there beside her. Oh. You sure you don't want me to help? He asked. Applejack cringed. That's mighty nice of you, Spike, but last time you helped me bake a pie. Come on, it wasn't that bad. Rarity liked it. Yeah, speaking of which, shouldn't you be helping her with something? Not that I don't appreciate you being here, but, you know, since you and Rarity... Her face was becoming all pinched at the mention of Spike's crush on Rarity. Oh, right, the dragon mumbled, crossing his arms as he slumped to the floor. About that, you remember Fancy Pants? That hoity-toity friend of Rarity's from Canterlot? No, not that hoity-toity. Fancy Pants, Spike said with disdain. Yeah, I remember. He was the only one of them Canterlot folk who didn't insult our country ways. Well, he's here in Ponyville to visit Rarity. Really? That's mighty nice of him. She looked down at the dragon. Does his being here bother you, Spike? Rarity's been spending a lot more time with him. They had 3 dances at the gala last week, and Rarity talks about him a lot. You think they might be courting? No, I think they might be dating. Gee, I'm sorry to hear that, Spike. Fluttershy could see that Applejack was trying to hide a smile, as if she knew such an expression would be inappropriate. Oh, that's a toughie. That's a toughie. Some things just aren't meant to be. Easy for you to say, the dragon murmured. You don't know what it's like to care for someone who doesn't return your feelings. You'd be surprised, Applejack mumbled. But still, I really thought, she kissed me a few times and called me Spike-a-Wikey. I slaved away, doing everything I could to please her. And to think all this time she was leading me on. I'm sure she didn't mean it like that, Sugar Cube. She probably just didn't want to hurt your feelings. You think so? I know Rarity. She might not show sometimes, but she's sensitive on how others feel. When she was done preparing the pie, she put it in the oven. Hey, if you want to go get your mind off Rarity, how about you come with me to Canterlot tomorrow when I take these pies to the orphans? Spike perked up. Really? There are gonna be a lot of pies. I'll need a few extra hooves or claws. I think it's great that you're always helping those orphans, Applejack blushed. Well, since I'm an orphan myself, I feel it's my duty. Those colts and fillies don't have ponies like Granny Smith to take care of them. Until they do, we're gonna make them happy. Well, since I'm an orphan myself? Applejack? Wait, is Applejack saying? No, this is Applejack saying it. But, I know Applejack's parents died, or they're not there, so in a way, but Granny Smith is still blood related, so in a way, I'm sorry, this is just me, thinking, wait, I don't think Applejack or the Apple kids are orphans. I don't think they're orphans because they have their grandmother taking care of them, so that's still family kin. I don't know, if they were orphans, I feel like they would have to be in the system to be orphan, no parents, no family relatives, I think, I'm not sure, but that's what I'm guessing. I don't know, it's weird, but I'll just forget it. Sorry, that just literally my mind just went off to a different direction. I never knew my parents, Spike said, looking down at his feet. But you've got Twilight, she chuckled slightly. I guess that's something else we have in common. What's the other thing? I love hard work. Fluttershy now understood what Applejack was going through and was happy for her, yet a little sad for Spike. Hey, Applejack, do you think Fluttershy's okay? The Pegasus smile vanished. I think so. Applejack said weakly. The court said she'll be okay, and she can take care of herself. You think he's married her by now? I don't know. Fluttershy figured she would see what was going on between Rarity and Fancy Pants. Show me Rarity, please, she said to the mirror. The scene shifted to the cafe in Ponyville. The couple she had requested for was sitting at a table looking at the menus. What do you think of Ponyville, Fancy Pants? Rarity asked her companion with slight nervousness. The stand glanced around. I find it quite charmingly rustic. The mayor breathed a sigh of relief. I'm so glad you think so. The waiter approached the table. Have you made your selection? The waiter approached the table. Have you made your selection? What would you recommend? What would you recommend, my dear? Fancy Pants inquired Rarity. Oh, the sunflower salad is simply divine. In that case, 2 orders. Fluttershy could not tell if they were courting, but they both seemed to be enjoying themselves. Then Fancy Pants asked a question that put a hole in the mirth. Oh dear. Now, what's this I hear about your friend being engaged to the Lord of Chaos? Rarity's and Fluttershy's faces carried equal expressions at that moment. Yes, well, the unicorn stammered. You see, Discord wanted a bride and Fluttershy took the offer. How very brave of her. Oh, but it's been just terrible without her. She often takes opera lessons to get her groomed, and no, the cat has been especially fussy lately. I would have gone instead of her, but, Sweetie Belle, I just couldn't leave her. Fluttershy could listen no longer and decided to check on Rainbow Dash. Her oldest friend was flying with a male Pegasus she did not recognize. He had a light blue coat, green eyes, and a dark mane. His cutie mark was a lightning bolt with wings. Soren! Soren! Rainbow said. Where are we going exactly? Now she remembered he was on the Wonderbolt's team. He looked different without his uniform. Someplace I thought you might like, Soren replied cheerfully. The clouds parted to reveal a floating hockey field with 2 hovering goals facing each other and a puck flying between the 2 Pegasi playing with sticks in their mouths. Air hockey! Literally! I love this. Several other Pegasi watched from the sidelines while another of them operated a scoreboard. Air hockey? Rainbow questioned. This is your idea of a first date? I was going to take you on a romantic picnic in the sky, Soren explained, but you didn't strike me as the romantic type. You're right, she giggled. I'm not. Wait, what type did I strike you as? You seem like the adventurous, outgoing type, kind of like Daring Do, Rainbow gasped. You read Daring Do? I've read the whole series. She looked like she didn't believe him. Which one's your favorite? The first one, Daring Do and the Quest for the Sapphire Stone. Who was the villain? I do not know how to say that. Oh, Owie Zodel. I was like, he was at the lot? I couldn't pronounce that. I was like, wait. Owie Zodel? Huh? What? Nothing. Let's just play some hockey. Fluttershy watched the two went head to head. She rooted for Rainbow Dash, even though she could not hear her. Her cheers became loud and crazy when Rainbow scored the winning goal. Someone was very impressed. After calling a good game, the couple watched as the next 2 played. Thanks for taking me here, Rainbow said. This is awesome! I'll say, Soren explained. You got some awesome game. I'm not even embarrassed at the fact that I just got beaten by a girl. She laughed and then sighed sadly. What's wrong? Oh. What's wrong? Nothing. It's just, I wish Fluttershy was here to cheer me on. Fluttershy was about to tear up again and asked to see Pinkie Pie. Oh man, this is just not working out for Fluttershy. But at least she's seeing her friends, so I'm very happy for her for that reason. Fluttershy smiled to know that Pinkie Pie was in her usual spirits, but as the energetic Pody served the cake, tears suddenly filled her eyes. I cannot think of the voice of Derpy. What's the matter? Derpy asked. Pinkie stared at the buttercream frosting. It took a second for Fluttershy to realize that they was the same color as her coat. I miss Fluttershy, she wailed before the waterfall erupted. Fluttershy quickly asked for Twilight. The Alcorn was in Ponyville Library. Fluttershy wondered why she was there and not in Canterlot. She had a book open in front of her, but she was barely looking at it. Oh, Fluttershy, she said, sighing heavily. Things haven't been the same without you. I can't help but blame myself. I hope that whatever you're going through, you're okay. I miss you. Pegasus sniffed. I miss you too, Twilight. I miss all of you. She then set the mirror face down and buried her face in her pillow. That was so sad. Okay, continuing. Meanwhile, Discord lay sprawled upon his bed as it hung on the ceiling. In his mirror, he had been watching Fluttershy watch her friends, but he had muted it so to invade her privacy too much. That's sweet of him at the same time. So creepy! As she started weeping again, he pounded his fist on the bed. Come on! He exclaimed. He had tried so hard to make her happy only to have her sad again. He did not understand it. He had taken the zebra's advice, he had swallowed his pride to please her, and still she was unhappy. His reflection then appeared in the mirror, laughing at Fluttershy's image. How wonderful! It chimed. And here I thought you had gone soft, but you still managed to bring misery to ponies. Shut up! Discord yelled, throwing a pillow at the mirror. The reflection dodged it, and Fluttershy's image rippled as the pillow made contact. Don't tell me you're sympathizing with this pony. Can't you see she's nothing but a whiny crybaby? The mirror ducked as another pillow was tossed. How dare you insult the mare I intend to make my queen? Discord hollered. His reflection laughed. That wimpy Pegasus, your queen? The dragons flew over and glared at his mirror image directly in the eye. You color that one more time and it's a junkyard for you, understand? Ha! You think getting rid of this mirror will make me go away? Don't you see, old friend? I am never going away. No matter how soft you try to be, no matter how many friends you believe yourself to have, you will always be the Lord of Chaos. Discord punched his paw in the mirror, letting out a furious cry. Oh my. He then saw his reflection distorted from the cracked glass. It was true. He was the Lord of Chaos. How could he think he could make some pony happy when it was in his nature to cause suffering? Oh, that is so sad. He shielded his eyes from the horrifying image and sank to the floor. He did not hear the door open or the dainty clopping of hooves. It was a light touch on his head that broke him out of his trance. Discord? He looked up suddenly and saw the lovely Pegasus standing before him. He quickly faked a smile. Oh, hello there, Fluttershy. What can I do for you, my dear? She raised an eyebrow. I think the question is what I can do for you. I did that backwards. I don't care. Sorry. He turned away. Don't be silly, my dear. Your happiness is much more important than mine. Whoa. That line. Your happiness is much more important than mine. Whoa. Sorry, that's a thing I try to do for my friends. For me, like, their happiness is more important than mine. If they're happy, in a way, it makes me happy. And when I'm unhappy, I try to hide it because I don't want anyone to be bothered. I don't want to bother them or, let them know. But sometimes you just need good friends to talk to and tell them how you're actually feeling. So, wow. Sorry, just how similar that was. Okay, she walked up to him and put a hoof to his paw. He glanced down at it as a knot formed in his stomach. She knew something was wrong, but did not question it, for she had already guessed. I know why you wanted a bride, she stated. He bit his lip. I was bored? You're lonely. Discord scoffed. What? Don't be ridiculous. I'm the master of chaos. He glanced at her nervously. Why would I be lonely? 1,000 years and you never had one friend? Any pony would be lonely under those circumstances. He looked away sadly. I am not a pony. That shouldn't matter. All creatures have feelings. Don't waste your pity on me. I'm not the one. I am not one of your fuzzy critters. He met her eyes, and his heart tumbled inside his chest. He wondered if it was that stare of hers, But no, this was something more powerful and probably unintentional. It was a look no one had given him before. A look of sympathy. Oh my god. He sighed. He could not lie anymore. I will admit it. It is nice to have some pony to talk to. And he cupped her face in his claw. I'm glad it was you who came. She gave him a warm smile. I'm kind of glad too. Although, he turned away stroking his beard, I think I would have preferred Pinkie Pie. Discord, this is not the time to say that! No! 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 Oh my gosh. Duh! Fluttershy was shocked. What? Well, she does like my chocolate rain. Or maybe Celestia, you know. She is closer to my size. Maybe even Twilight. But... Gotcha, didn't I? He laughed, ruffling her hair. I'm kidding. You should have seen the look on your face. You were so jealous. I was not jealous, she stammered. Oh, really? What if I told you I was exchanging you for another mare? Well, you wouldn't... See? Jealous! He picked her up. Don't worry, my dear. You're the only pony for me. Sorry, no. I mean, I know sometimes you say a joke to get out of what you're going through at the same time. Just to, have a sense of comedy relief there, but that was not a good thing for Fluttershy. Oh, wow. Yeah, there you go. Fluttershy was struck dumb as he suddenly pulled her into a hug. She did not mind the gesture, though it surprised her. It was the last sentence that had caused her speechlessness. He had said it so cheerfully, yet not in a joking manner. And the way he was holding her now, so tight and yet so gentle, as if neither wanted to crush her nor let her go, as if she were something precious. My precious. As he did this, she could not help but feel safe, as if he would not let anything bad happen to her. Discord seemed to think nothing odd of the action, though he was hesitant in pulling away. Fluttershy could have sworn he had a dreamy look in his eyes as he stared at her. What? Well, I'm hungry, he said suddenly. I'm hungry! Why don't we have lunch outside? Sure, she stuttered. Just give me a moment to get ready. His eyes glistened with excitement as he sat her down. Wonderful! I'll be waiting outside. Don't be long, my dear. As he teleported out of the room, Fluttershy stood there trying to process what had just happened. Her heart was racing at a speed that would challenge Rainbow Dash, something she did not think possible. Her face was so hot, she was sure it had turned red. And it was all because of how Discord had held her? Oh, dear. This is amazing. This is amazing. Oh my goodness. Okay, this was a very long blind reading because actually this is the longest chapter I think in her whole chapter series stuff. So yeah, sorry for so long. So I'm gonna end it here. I love this, and you already heard my comments in between the lines. So I'm just gonna end it here. Thank you guys for watching, and please stay tuned for the next blind reading for chapter 11. Woo! We're getting closer, guys! We're getting closer! Hope you stay tuned. Hungry Harmony, out. Friendship is magic.